All right, the time of year has arrived earlier than last year and previous years for PCA, the Premium Cigar Association's trade show for the year 2024. Lots of new cigars coming out. I have just a small hint of what is being released from some of the brands that I've had press releases sent to me for and have reposted and done some different things like that. You can get all this information, by the way, at tobaccotalkmedia.com. You can go and look at all the blog posts, look at the news blog, go to that page, and you'll see every single press release that I'm going over here. There may be a new one or two that gets put up there before I leave for PCA. Right now it is Wednesday evening. I'm going to be leaving either late tomorrow night or early Friday morning to head out to Vegas for the trade show. So if something new pops up in the next 24 hours, there'll be something new up there. Okay, let's go through, and I've got them on my phone here. I'm pulling them straight from my website, and go through some of the cigars that are being announced and being released, and then I'll talk about some hopes and anticipations for this year's trade show. So let's start with Lampert Cigars. They announced their Limitada 2023 to release at PCA. This is a 6.5 by 56 Toro Gordo that uses an Ecuadorian Criollo 98 wrapper over an Ecuadorian Habano 2000 binder and fillers from Brazil, the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, and Peru. So very, very diverse in the tobacco for the blend on that one. And it is in limited quantities, and so it is specially embossed and all those different things for it. And they are being produced at the Tabacos de Costa Rica factory. So that's where that is. Coming up next, we have the Postania, or Paustani as it looks like to everybody else. I have a review that actually is going to post tomorrow, which is opening day of the trade show. And so off of that blend when working with the factory, some different things. But the size on this, so the Justice Vitola is considered a Corona Gorda, so it's a 5.5 by 46. And let me tell you, I've had one already. It is, well, you'll have to wait for the review on that one. But features an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper over a Pennsylvania broadleaf binder and aged Nicaraguan fillers. Really interesting that they've got the Pennsylvania broadleaf as the binder. I'm actually going to talk with Mike at PCA and get some background and wanting to just know what the reason is for such a strong but flavorful tobacco as the binder, because Pennsylvania broadleaf is typically a wrapper leaf. So we'll see what he has to say about that one. So that is what's coming out from Postania. Let's go with the next one here. The Espinosa Warhead 10. That one is already shipping. It is already out in brick and mortars. They are going to be unveiling it and releasing it at PCA as well. They do have some stuff from Guy Fieri and Knuckle Sandwich that's going to debut. They're going to be debuting. It is the Chef Special, which is the next one for this year. So they've got a couple different releases. They've got the 56 from Knuckle Sandwich Cigars. They've got the Warhead 10. And they've got the Chef Special. All three of those being debuted at PCA. Next up, Crown Heads. So Crown Heads has a new blend out, and they're calling it Blood Medicine. It's a limited edition for 2024, and according to the press release, it is a tribute to the company's hometown in Nashville, Tennessee. Roots extend back to 2015 when it was launched, and an event-only cigar with an original production of only 6,000 cigars that lasted until the end of that year. In 2022, it was revived and doing some different things as an event-only cigar, premiering on a date that I really like, June 3rd, happens to be my birthday, of that year at a cigar lounge in Santa Rosa, California. And then John Huber was quoted as saying, "To this point, we've only utilized Blood Medicine as an event-only gift with purchase cigar, and always in a traditional 5x50 Robusto Vitola." That's what John Huber said. So now they've adjusted a little bit. It's actually a Toro, so it's a 6x52 is the Vitola on it. And if you're wanting to know the blend and all of that on here, I'm looking to see if it was included. I believe it is. Yes, it has an Ecuadorian Connecticut binder, all Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and it is finished off with a near flawless Ecuadorian Habano cover leaf, so wrapper leaf. This, to me, screams cigar right up my palate. Ecuadorian Connecticut, Ecuadorian Habano, and then having the Nicaraguan fillers, that is, I cannot wait to get my hands on this specific cigar. Okay, so that is that one. Production is limited to 1,500 12-count boxes for the global market, and the estimated price or recommended suggested retail price on it is just shy of $12. And it's being manufactured at the Tacanisa factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, under the supervision of Horacio Pichardo. And they are going to be shipping out later this month. Next up, Luchano Cigars unveils the Fiat Lux limited edition Tenebris. And announces manufacturing collaboration with a new factory. It's actually the Plasencia factory. Thrilled to announce the Tenebris, a testament to our strong strategic manufacturing partnership with Plasencia's factory, Tabacos de Oriente, where the celebrated Fiat Lux is now being crafted. So they're introducing the Tenebris, or Tenebris, I'm not sure how you pronounce it exactly. And it's a momentous thing for them because it's commemorating and celebrating a shared commitment to the excellence in cigar manufacturing. Obviously, the partnership with Plasencia Cigars as well. Further enriching its portfolio of 20 Luciano brands and 4 regular private labels from its factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. And very pleased with it. And if we go through here, looking through the blend on it, it has a dual wrapper. One is an Habano from Azacualpa, Olancho, Honduras. I butchered that. Yes, I tried with Spanish. Sorry. Or Plasencia's San Agustin Farm, and the original Fiat Lux wrapper, a Sumatra seed grown in Ecuador. Both wrappers are fermented for over 5 years, and then they are wrapped in Nicaraguan binders and fillers. Medium full experience, and they go through some of the different things on that. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. The Fiat Lux, for those of you that have been on my channel long enough, the Fiat Lux was my cigar of the year for 2021. So I'm really curious to see how the Tenebris is and how that goes for me. Oh, and you see the blue flashing in the background. I've got my laser machine going, so it's not a strobe light. I'm not trying to have a crazy party or anything. Next up, another one from Crowned Heads, and this one is much anticipated. Different blends, like I mentioned, and different factories, both under the Coretta heading. The Coretta Habano is produced at Nicaraguan American Cigars SA, or NACSA, which they've been using and partnering with that factory for a long time in Esteli, Nicaragua, while the Coretta Maduro is made at Casa Carrillo in Santiago, Dominican Republic. So Casa Carrillo, if you're not familiar with it, that is the rebranding or renaming of what used to be Tabacalera La Alianza, which was, or still is, the EP Carrillo factory down there in the Dominican Republic. And so the Habano version was actually a final production ready back in 2022, but they decided to hold back on it. Ultimately felt so strong about the Coretta brand that they tapped the godfather of boutique cigars, according to the press release, Ernesto Perez Carrillo, to do it, and brought him into it. And so he is supervising that one there. Cigars. So last year, McAuliffe at PCA released the McAuliffe Black. It took the industry by storm. The price point on it is absolutely incredible for the quality of the tobacco, for what they're putting out. And this year, they are following it up, as Dan Thompson mentioned in my interview with him last year, that they've got some plans for some others to follow in the line. The blue one is the next one in that line. So the McAuliffe Cigars Blue is going to be released there at PCA, and it features a San Andres Sumatra binder, an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, and fillers from Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic. So really curious on that one. The San Andres Sumatra binder, I'm really curious about if this has many floral notes or anything like that, because Sumatra can have those notes in my experience. With the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, I'm sure I'm going to absolutely love it, but we'll see how it goes when I get it, when I check it out. I'll have an interview with Dan Thompson, no doubt. I always do whenever I see him, and we'll bring you all of the information on McAuliffe Blue from the show. Next up, a new brand is launching, and the entire press release is up on tobaccotalkmedia.com, and it is a brand called Domain Cigars, and it's being launched by Esteban Dislas and Daniel Lance, who have joined forces. They've worked together for quite some time, and they've worked over the last 5 years with a dedicated team of over 100 people down in Nicaragua to bring this together. And so what they have done is they have brought together a cigar brand, like I said, called Domain Cigars. If you want to read all about it, you can see the press release up on the website and all of that. There's the backstory, there's the history. You learn about the blender and his work with successful brands like CAO, Torano, before General bought him out, and Alec Bradley. And the name of that person is Sergio Cuevas, who has been in tobacco for a long, long time. And if you look at the most recent endeavors with what's been going on with this team here, his recent endeavors included a 10-year residency or stint with Nika Sueño, Cigars as co-founder there. So you can read all about that, and Daniel Lance, and what's going on there with Esteban Disla as well. And let's come up to the next one, Adventura Cigars. Henderson Ventura is coming out with a new cigar, and it is sort of their first elite one that is coming from the new factory, and it is going to be called the Chancellor. So they're welcoming that. The Chancellor is going to be a 6x52, so it's going to be a Toro size, packaged in boxes of 10, and it has a Corojo wrapper. The Chancellor is an exciting extension to the Royal Return story. So the Queen's Pearl Lancero, the King's, I'm blank on what the name of that one is, but there are a number of different ones that are in this line, and they're adding to it. And so I'm looking to see if there's more about the blend in here. Going through there. I don't see it. I'm sure it does. I'm probably skimming over it. But if you want to learn more about it, there's actually a link to a video on their website that you can learn more about this specific cigar coming out from Adventura, or ADV as many people refer to them. So there is that. And next up, I already talked a little bit about it, but Espinosa Premium Cigars announces the release of the Knuckle Sandwich Chef Special for 2024. They released the first one in 2022. I actually still have that in my humidor, and I have last year's, the 2023, in my humidor. I'm not keeping them just to have them, but I have them. So who knows? Maybe one day I'll review them. Maybe I'll just keep them. I don't know. But this next one is coming with a new wrapper and a blend and a new size. And so it's going to have a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper on it. And it is going to be a Chef Special Sumatra. 23 was the Chef Special Sumatra. Both are fantastic. So it's back again this year with a new blend, a new size, and a new wrapper, Connecticut broadleaf. So if we look through all the rest of it here, I'm looking to see if the rest of the blend is disclosed. Hector Alfonso, who is the master blender for Espinosa Premium Cigars, was quoted as saying, "This cigar will not disappoint." I have no doubt that it will not disappoint, because Hector is fantastic at what he does. The Vitola on this one is considered a Toro. It's a little bit of a larger ring gauge, though. It's a 6x54 Toro, and they're going to come in 10 count boxes, and the MSRP on them is $16 per stick. And it has Nicaraguan fillers and binders, so that is what it's got there. It's a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper with Nicaraguan binders and fillers there. And they are all being produced at the San Latano factory in Ocotal, Nicaragua, by AJ Fernandez. And next up, we have a release from CLE, Christian Aroa. There's actually a couple different releases. I've only got one of the press releases up on the website, but announces the Asylum Serenity Now, Insanity Later, to debut at PCA, and CLE and Asylum Cigars are known for their bold cigars. Darker, fuller-bodied, richer flavor profile, not usually for the beginner cigar enthusiast. And so there are two blends that represent what they're calling a, quote, split-screen type of smoking experience. So the Serenity Now, Insanity Later cigars were blended by Christian Eiroa himself. And his inspiration was to create a brand that could provide a smooth and refined smoking experience, which is the Serenity Now, to follow it up with an aggressive, complex, and bold cigar, Insanity Later. So all the information is there. If you want to read about it, Tom Lazuka was also quoted in this by saying, "Originally, I wasn't happy that Christian created this brand without consulting me, but I quickly came to understand the symbolism behind the brand, and the blends are fantastic. Serenity Now is blended with Honduran and South American tobacco and housed in a Connecticut wrapper. Insanity Later is a full-bodied blend with a proprietary blend for the binder and filler in an Habano wrapper." So look forward to those from CLE Cigars. And then we've got a few more. I told you, there's a lot coming. Luchano Cigars, and if you follow NBA and you're familiar with the Bulls back a few decades ago, you may be familiar with the name Peter James. And so Luchano Cigars and Peter James are coming together and collaborating to create what they are called, what they're calling Emergence. And so it is a new line, just like when they have done line extensions or new lines for Adrian Gonzalez, or for some other people, NBA stars, another one. That this is a new line, and it's completely supported, endorsed, and Peter James is 100% behind this. It's his line, and so that's what's going to be releasing and coming out. I'm looking for the blend on this. It says the concept of luxury is inherently personal and deeply subjective, making what constitutes a genuine luxury cigar experience different for each individual. So they're looking at having a high-quality, luxurious experience with this Emergence cigar. And looking here, Peter James is the owner of the company. And it says that Emergence, going through. So each cigar is produced in a singular, is the product of a singular buncher and rollers care, with rollers care and precision, limiting production to a mere 100 cigars a day for each vitola. That is not a lot of cigars for a roller to produce. And they say not only does it ensure meticulous attention to detail, but also maintains the exclusivity and the individual character of each cigar. They've been aged to perfection, according to what this says, and it says the blend seamlessly combines leaves from 5 distinct regions, featuring a Brazilian Mata Fina binder, and fillers from Nicaragua, the Dominican Republic's Piloto Cubano, and the United States. This harmonious blend waves a rich flavor tapestry, delivering an evocative and unparalleled smoking experience. And it's a curated selection of leaves, obviously based on what you just heard. Brazilian Mata Fina is not the easiest to find and get a hold of, so the fact that they're using that for the binder is pretty interesting, and it fits in with it being a little bit more of a rare and luxurious cigar experience. So if we're looking through all of that, I'm looking to see if there's anything on pricing. Yes, so it's a 5x52, so it's a Robusto size, and there's a Toro Elegance. So that's, Emergence comes in 3 different sizes in a 20-count box format. So 5x52 is MSRP'd at $60. The Toro Elegance 6.5x50 is $62, and a Sublime is a 6x54 that MSRP's for $66. So that is what is coming up, again, from Luchano Cigars. A very high dollar value experience with that one. And then that is, that wasn't the NBA star Peter James. I totally mixed that one up. So Peter James is someone that has known Luchano for quite some time and wanted to have a luxury cigar experience. And Peter James stands at the forefront of luxury lifestyle products, celebrated for its design excellence and meticulous attention to detail, now joining forces with Luchano, forming the Peter James Cigar Company. So I apologize, completely mixed up another press release that they have, which I'm going to get to right now. And so that is the Peter James that is being released. Next is one that is being called Underrated. This one is done with Ron Harper. As soon as I say the name Ron Harper, I instantly go back to the 90s and the Chicago Bulls and the dynasty years with Jordan and Pippen and Rodman and all those different things. But Ron Harper has come out with his own cigar that's being released at the PCA Trade Show as well. And it's a brand that quietly made its way into the hands of aficionados, leaving a lasting impression. Today we pull back the curtain and reveal the inspiration behind Underrated. He's a 5-time NBA champion, Ron Harper, with the Chicago Bulls. And let's get down to the blend on all of this here. Underrated. And there's, we celebrate the partnership. So the blend on here I am looking for. I thought it was in here, but maybe I don't see it. It may be completely undisclosed for this blend. Underrated has been involved in every step, ensuring the brand. Yes, it does not look like the blend has been disclosed, at least not in this press release here. Here, smoking experience. Yeah, I don't see anything here that talks about what the blend is specifically on it, but look for information from the trade show when I interview Luchano and potentially Ron Harper as well and talk about the cigar being released. Okay, last one. If you stuck with me this long, then you really, really obviously want to know what's coming out. And again, this is just a fraction of what is coming out at PCA. Artesano del Tobacco, Billy and Gus, two great guys in the industry, are unveiling and releasing a new Viva La Vida 5th anniversary. And so there's the Jester, which was the second release under the Viva La Vida line. And then there's the Club 500, which was also released. I believe that was after Jester, if I'm not mistaken. I may have that flipped backwards, but I think that's how it is. So it will come in two different sizes. The Jester Flat Round Bellicoso is a 5.5 by 56, and the Club 500 Sabroso is a 5.25 by 58 box pressed. So that'll be interesting. A box press 58 ring gauge. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. The Viva La Vida 5th year anniversary is the same blend as the original Viva La Vida, except the wrapper. It's an Habano, Connecticut Maduro grown in Connecticut, USA. They come in 10 count boxes, and they'll start shipping to the cigar retailers nationwide after PCA. And then talks about where their booth is. And then a quote, "It's been 5 years since we launched the Viva La Vida cigars, and to celebrate it, we asked Abdel Fernandez to help us create a unique blend that celebrates the success of Viva La Vida and its line." So they created it. They went through all of that, and it says the oily Habano Connecticut Maduro wrapper that was grown here in the U.S., and for that we chose our most famous selling two sizes, the Viva La Vida in the Viva La Vida line, the Jester rated 94 by Cigar Aficionado, and the Club 500. So those are the two releases, same blend, just different Vitolas that are coming out from Artesano del Tobacco. Whole lot of information. Long video, but I wanted to give you all a preview of what I'm going to be looking for as far as interviews, as far as information, and all of that, so that I can do reviews on these cigars and get them to you so that you can decide for yourself whether or not you want to check out that specific cigar. So leave some comments down below. Which one of the cigars that I mentioned, obviously I butchered and switched the Luchano one, the Ron Harper one with the Peter James, but which one are you looking forward to the most? Which one are you going, okay, I love the original Artesano del Tobacco, or I love what comes out of Crowned Heads, or whatever it may be? Put some comments down below. What are you looking forward to the most? Or have you heard of another cigar that's being released that I didn't cover here, and you would like to see if I can get my hands on it, or at least get an interview with that brand? So PCA coverage is officially starting. It is going effective immediately. Be sure to check back here on my YouTube channel, but also check back on tobaccotalkmedia.com, where I'm going to be posting different articles, write-ups, pictures, photos, things like that of what is going on at PCA as it is taking place. So leave me some comments. Let me know which one you're looking forward to the most, and we'll go from there. But as I head to PCA, and as you enjoy all the content coming from myself and many other content creators, I truly hope that enjoy your cigar journey, everybody. I'm Cigar Show Tim, coming soon from PCA. As always, I'll see ya.